Next up, at UFC Vegas 83, we have Hyun Sung Park taking on Shannon Ross. Hyun Sung Park is 8-0. He's undefeated in his career with 7 finishes. He's taking on Shannon Ross, 13-8 overall, 1-4 in his last 5. He is looking for his first UFC win. Park is a very slick grappler. He's going to come forward, one single game plan. He's going to plot forward, look for an opening, try to get it to the ground. He is a finisher. He'll snatch things up if he has the opportunity. He is patient on his feet, but he's not really like being patient to find the perfect strikes. He's being patient to look for the opening to take his shot to try to get it to the ground. He can be uncomfortable on his feet. The more tape you watch, you'll see he turns his head, backs up, all those things. And he's coming off the late submission win where he was knocked down and only went 1 for 3 in takedown attempts. So he really needed that submission to get it done. Taking on Shannon Ross. I know you're very quickly going to judge him. 1-4 in his last 5. He's riding a couple of third straight finish loss in a row. Like, there's a lot going on there. But with that being said, I think Shannon Ross is a little bit better than his last 5. He is a wrestler primarily. He does get sucked into back and forth firefights. That can be a problem. He's a little bit chinny, but he comes forward. He puts on volume. He shoots takedowns. He's a busy guy. He fights hard. And yes, he does get finished, but he's explosive. He's dangerous, and he is tough. Whether his chin holds up, things like that is different, but he is tough. For all of those things, I don't think Hyun Sung Park should be minus 500. I think Shannon Ross could get in his face, get some takedowns, give him a little bit of a hard time. Hyun Sung Park is still going to be the pick. I think he is skill for skill better in aspects that matter. I think his grappling is just straight up better. If he can get it to the ground, he's going to have a big advantage. But if Shannon Ross shoots first, or Shannon Ross stays in his face, holds him against the cage, beats him up a little bit, avoids getting, Shannon Ross could have some success. I don't think he should be minus 500, but I do think he wins this fight. But he's going to need to get it to the ground early, or I think he could have a pretty long night. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, no disrespect too much to Shannon Ross, but I mean, he is who he is. He's a 12-8 fighter coming off of 3 straight knockout losses. The last guy he lost to was a kind of a jiu-jitsu nerd that just kind of threw telegraphed overhand rights and got the first knockout of his career against Shannon Ross. I mean, this was put together. This was supposed to be in Shanghai, right? This was put together to have the young Asian kid in Asia come in and smoke this guy to show off the new prospect for the audience, for the crowd, for the fans, and that's exactly what this is. I mean, this to me is a lamb to slaughter. Park is going to be able to do whatever he wants in there. If he wants to mix in the wrestling, he can, but this is like one of those situations where it's like, Shannon Ross isn't. He's not like he's a pussy, right? He's going to come forward. He's not going to be scared in there, but he's probably going to come forward. And if you're Park, you just kind of wait your time, throw that right hand right down the pipe, and when he hit his chin, you're going to knock him out. So this should be pretty cut and dry. I am Park all the way against Shannon Ross.
You don't see, and I'm not trying to start a fight. You don't see where Shannon could give him a little bit of a hard time, stay in his face, not get taken down, be an issue. Like, you think Park is that? I think Park is slick but soft.
Listen, Park, if you listen to this, I don't think that at all. And by the way, what's up, Carlos? They said Carlos is watching. Carlos, you're my dude this week, man. Big fan. I think you get it done. This guy up here thinks you're fucking trash, thinks you're terrible, think you have no chance in the world. But me, I'm your boy, man. Let's do this, Carlos.
Go ahead, finish this fight.
I already finished it. And
I asked you a question that you didn't answer. I said,
you said, do I think Park is soft? I said, no, it's not fucking soft.
No, you just transitioned to the Carlos thing. Anyway, I think Park can be soft, and I think we're going to find out. Yes, he did survive that last fight, but he was dropped. A couple sloppy takedown attempts. He got it there, and he ended up getting the submission. So we'll see what happens. I think Park wins. I don't think he should be minus 500 in this matchup. $9,500 in DraftKings. There's the conundrum, because if he does win, he'll score a ton of points. Shannon Ross has shown us that he gets finished. And Hyun Sung Park will get it to the ground, submit him, and get it done there, which will be worth those points. You're going to spend the $9,500 in your DraftKings lineup?
I think he's definitely going to find a finish at some point.
All right. I'm not going to argue with that. I don't necessarily we picked the same person. I just think Shannon's better than his recent record, and he can stay in Park's face, be tough, make something happen. If you want to check out any bets that we have on this fight or others, if you want to check out the DraftKings Optimizer, if you want to check out the safety parlay, which hits at a 70% rate, if you want to check out all of these things and more, just go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member. It is only $10 a month. And not only do we have this card, we also have UFC 296. And then we are not everybody else. There are no breaks. You will get premium bets, picks, insight, and more for every single event, even on the weeks off. WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member.